What's up, guys? Jeremy from Message Hero, and we're about to cover two unique strategies you can use to monetize Messenger. Now, when you think of platforms like Message Hero and you think about Facebook Messenger, what do you think about, right? Think about automation, you think about chatbots and things like that. All things that make our lives easier as business owners. But one of the best ways to actually generate revenue via Messenger is with the conversations that happen in between that automation. So perhaps somebody starts out in Messenger through some automation, but then you or a member of your team hops in there and has a real conversation with this person that leads to a transaction. All right, so let me share these two strategies with you, and we'll start with number one. All right, so we have the Be a Hero strategy, and what that basically is a strategy that works well for e-commerce, for software, and for local business. Now, other categories can apply as well, but these three are where this really comes into play, and that's because these three kind of have a lot of questions and customer service type stuff, and a lot of things can be quote-unquote given away to satisfy somebody and turn them into a customer. Now, let me explain what I mean. So I was having a conversation with somebody recently, and they told me in their e-commerce store, they had somebody that messaged their page to point out something that was wrong in their ad compared to what was on their product page, something that did not match up. And normally, somebody could ignore that, or they could just change it and move on. But it started out with some automation. Hey, thanks for messaging our page. What can I help you with type thing. I believe that's how it started. And then from there, what this e-commerce store did was basically thank the person for pointing that out and then give them a discount code that was their name, right? Hey, thanks so much. Here's a code, a special code just for you. It's your name. Use it at checkout. And that person went and bought 2 items from the store. And then they also went back and commented on the ad of how awesome and how professional the business was to do that for them. So what the Be a Hero campaign simply is whoever it is, you or somebody on your team, becomes a hero via Messenger. If somebody's having an issue on a software platform, perhaps it starts out with some automation. Hey, tell us what you're having an issue with, and they can start out with some automation just clicking, but then at some point somebody pops in there and basically becomes the hero. Say, hey, look, I'm sorry you're having this issue. Let's see if we can help you out. And maybe they save the account. Or maybe they say, hey, look, I see what you're trying to do here, and if you upgrade to the next level, you can actually do this much easier. Same thing with a local business. Maybe a local business has some automation to get reviews, and somebody leaves a less than stellar review. Well, then somebody can be a hero and pop in there and say, hey, look, we're sorry about your experience, but we'd love for you to come back, and here's a code for a free appetizer, or here's a certificate for a free drink, and they become a hero, all right? So basically, you could start out with automation, maybe it even ends with some automation, but somebody gets in there, has a chat, and becomes a hero and generates revenue for the business. All right, let's move on to strategy number 2. All right, so strategy number 2 is speed dating. All right, so speed dating is simply, just imagine you go to a networking event or actually to a speed dating event, and what they do is you basically go and you kind of talk to somebody for like 2 minutes. Hey, what's up? Where are you from? What do you like? What are your interests? It's like a quick way to get to know somebody before deciding if you want to take the next step with them. All right, so this works really well if you're selling anything that's, I would say, higher priced. All right, so that could be some type of coaching, consulting, if you're an agency selling marketing services, if you're selling info products, maybe off a webinar, things like that. And the way this would work is you would encourage people to message your page at any given time, whether that's through an email, whether that's on a webinar, whether that's on a sales page, really anywhere, you're kind of encouraging them to message the page if they're unsure about your product or service. And then when they message that page, the goal is perhaps you do start out with some automation. Hey, what service are you inquiring about? Or basically, tell me what type of business you have. Maybe it starts out with some automation with a platform like Message Hero, but then somebody hops in there, and what they do is they're basically going to do speed dating. They're going to get to know the person, ask a couple questions, and show them that there's a real person there. And really what this does is it benefits you as the business, because you can sort of pre-qualify the person. Number one, that's one of the benefits, to make sure that they're a good fit, especially if you're going to shoot them over to, let's say you have an agency and you sell Google AdWords management or Facebook AdWords management, or maybe you're a coach and you sell something. Well, you can get on there and pre-qualify them, and then you can shoot them over to a member of your sales team. Or the second thing it does is it can eliminate some objections and show them that there's a real person there, and you can answer their questions so that when they do decide whether they're going to buy your product or service, you've chatted with them and they feel more comfortable doing that. And finally, the third thing is you can market to this person in the future, maybe with a sponsored ad or with a broadcast or something that you're promoting, right? Maybe a new case study, whatever it is, all right? So speed dating, great way to kind of have that connection, pre-qualify, eliminate some objections, get to know somebody, and basically eliminate maybe some time that you would spend doing that otherwise, and you just encourage them to message the page, and this also can build up subscribers for your messenger list, right, through Message Hero, all right? So be a hero, speed dating, two awesome strategies to monetize Messenger, and again, it's what's happening in between automation. So again, people think of chatbots, they think of messenger platforms, they think, okay, automation, which is great. It makes our lives easier. But sometimes a real person getting on there in the middle of that and having a conversation can be what drives the most revenue to your business. All right, so hopefully this helped you, and we will talk to you soon.